everyone. So for people that have been following us, our family, we're trying to just to live a more self-sustaining lifestyle, and part of that is raising meat chickens to provide food for our family. And in the past we've always raised like the Cornish cross, and we still like them, and we did just finish a batch of them about a month ago. But this year we tried these Red Rangers, and we haven't processed them yet, but just watching their behavior, they're a lot more active than the Cornish cross are. I mean, they act like a regular chicken. They're not just laying around eating food. I mean, they're out grazing and they're very active. And so I started doing a little bit of research, and I was reading up that they actually will, unlike the Cornish cross, they'll live to be able to reproduce and to lay eggs. And from what I've read, they're not the best egg layers. I think they said like about 3 or 4 eggs a week. And so we had the idea of, like, instead of processing these and putting them in for a one and done deal, we're going to process a lot of the roosters, but most of the hens we plan on keeping, and just to see if we can get them to to lay some fertilized eggs that we can hatch in our incubator and then raise up ourselves. And then that cuts out one more step of us having to continuously go to a hatchery to buy our meat chickens, which is what you have to do with the Cornish cross. So that's kind of where we're at with this. It's kind of a spur of the moment thing, but just seeing how they're acting, it seemed like a good idea to do. So that's what we're going to do in today's video. We're actually going to build out some mobile chicken tractors, and we're going to set it up to where they're 7 feet by 8 feet. My thinking is right now we're going to put about 10 hens in each one, maybe 12 hens and 2 roosters. I'm just going to have to kind of see how it looks when we get them in there. But and we're planning on building at least 2, maybe 3 of them, so that way they can be contained and safe from predators, and we can move them every day and get them on fresh grass. We are getting into winter time here, so when we just got finished with a really bad dry spell for the last 2 months. So all this, that's behind us is actually seeded with ryegrass, but we went 2 months without rain, so it is what it is. But hopefully going into spring, when everything greens up, they'll have some better grass that they can eat on, and then we can use them, to fertilize our fields. And because we don't use any fertilizers or any kind of synthetic, pesticides or chemicals of any kind, and so we're constantly trying to figure out how can we improve our fields without doing that. So this seems like a good option for us. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's head down to the area where we're building, and we'll get started. Alright, so we've got the exterior frame mostly done. We're starting to lose a little bit of daylight. It's just getting late in the evening, and it's getting kind of cold, so we're about to wrap it up for the day. But yeah, the only thing we had to do was, after the triangles were set, is for this top brace. And then for this piece right here, it's just, I bought 2x6s. I guess I should have said that earlier. So for these framing right here, it's actually a 2x6 ripped in half, because it was cheaper. than buying two 2x4s. So that's why we did that. But anyway, so this is another 2x3 ripped in half, but I had to cut off a 30-degree angle so that it would be flush on both sides. I ran some errands this morning to get the metal roofing pieces and get the wire mesh down here that we're going to use to kind of cover everything. The metal pieces that I got a good deal on it from a local guy down the road that has a metal roofing supply company, and so they're 2-foot pieces. I mean, ideally it'd be nice to have one solid piece that goes all the way down, but with the cost of everything, I don't mind having it overlap to do that. So I've got the rest of the floor framed in, I've got the door framed in, and I've got the door on the truck over there, so we'll put that on last. I'd like to get this one finished up today, so we'll get back to work. So we ended up changing our chicken tractor a little bit. It's still pretty much, as far as the structure of it, it's the same. We ended up taking roofing panels and going all the way for the whole length of it. But after we built it, this sucker's heavy. So instead of moving this thing every day like we had thought, we ended up setting it up as more of a temporary in-place structure where it's surrounded by electric netting. And so the chickens have about 1,600 square feet of pasture. And then whether it's a week or a month, whatever it is that they wear down this one part, we'll shift it over to another 1,600 square feet. And we'll move this from one time into that next thing. And so it'll sit for however long they're in that pasture. And if we don't feel like the netting is enough security, we can still, shut them in at night and close the door and latch it. And I don't think we're going to have any issues with predators. They all fit in there.